Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. I am giving you guys my 28-day grape cleanse results. Yes, that's right, I've been eating nothing but grapes for 28 days. It's been an amazing cleanse, so I'm gonna go over all my results, tell you whether or not I'm sticking to my 40-day goal or whether or not I've broken the cleanse already. You'll find out in a couple of minutes. And I'm gonna give you guys some great tips on how to fight off cravings at the end of this video, because this has been the most intense cleanse I've ever done as far as cravings go. I am also going to be giving away this book in this video, so stick around, give this video a big thumbs up, and let's get started right now. First of all, I do want to start out by saying what exactly this cleanse is. In case you haven't tuned in to my last few videos on this, you can go check them out in the playlist section of my channel. I did an update for you guys at day 3 and at day 14 as well. So today is my 28-day results, and this cleanse for me is eating nothing but grapes. So not only green grapes, but I've been eating a variety of grapes. I find it much easier when you're eating a variety of color of grapes rather than just eating one color. I know a lot of people like to just stick to red grapes and they find those the most beneficial, but for me, I personally liked a variety of grapes. I didn't do any herbs on this cleanse. I was thinking maybe of doing that, but that's not how things panned out. So a lot of people do herbs as well, but this is only eating grapes. And you can juice them as well if you want. I did try juicing them for one day. I had a juice and it just felt like too much sugars with the grapes. With these grapes, my sugars felt fine, but with the juice, it just felt like too much sugar, so I didn't do any juicing. In those other videos, I also talk about the benefits of this cleanse and go into a lot more depth on that, so definitely go check those out. And I do want to say right now, I mentioned this in the other video, so this is what really inspired me to do this cleanse. This book is called The Grape Cure, and it's by Johanna Brandt, and she healed herself of cancer on a grape cleanse. It took her about 6 weeks, and she was fully healed. So it's a really interesting story. And she talks in this book exactly how she did it and everything as well. So I do want to give away this book since I'm done reading it. So I really want to give it away to one of you guys because I know a lot of people are interested in this book. For anybody who does want to buy it too, I got it on Amazon for like 10 or 12 bucks. So comment down below if you want this. I will pick someone at random and ship it out to you for free. I'll start out with the worst part, which has been the cravings. The cravings have been absolutely so intense, more intense than any other cleanse I've ever done in my entire life. So I was kind of surprised by that, because I have done a 37-day juice cleanse before, 21-day watermelon cleanse, and other cleanses, mini cleanses. But the last couple of weeks, the cravings have been so severe and so hardcore to the point where, like, I'm a thriving raw vegan. I love my lifestyle so much, and I never even think about cravings when I'm on the diet. But I have been thinking so much about all the old foods I used to eat, fish and chips, shepherd's pie, pizza, pasta, everything, and just thinking, screw it, I will just go back to the other side, and that is not like me at all. So the cravings have been extremely difficult, but I have managed to make it through the last couple of weeks of intense cravings, and they have definitely subsided the last few days. So I do want to tell you guys right now, I did not expect to do this, but last night at the end of day 28, I did decide to break the cleanse. I didn't want to let you guys down, and I know I told you guys I was going to go to day 40, and that was my intention. When I make something up in my mind, I pretty much always stick to it. But yesterday, there was just something in me. No matter how many grapes I ate, I could not feel full, and I had a lot to accomplish yesterday. I had a lot of videos I wanted to work on, I had work to do, and I'd take care of my kids, and it just, something felt off. It just felt like it was time for me to stop. And I knew if I continued, I would just be doing it for my channel because I already said I would, and I feel like that's not the right reason to do it. I have to do what's best for me. And so I decided to stop, but I made it 28 days, and I do want to say this has definitely been the most intense and deep cleanse I've ever done in my entire life, which really shocked me and surprised me. I go into this cleanses expecting to feel good, feel mental clarity, sleep well, be more creative and clear-minded, and have a lot of energy and just feel really good. But I didn't expect this level of deep cleansing. So I want to say the biggest thing I noticed on this cleanse was that my chest, my lungs, and my breathing and my sinuses felt so good. So they feel better than they've ever felt in my entire life. And I think maybe I needed this because like I mentioned in my last video, I grew up in the 80s. The 80s and 90s were a lot of secondhand smoke for me. It was not good, but you know how it was back then. Not dissing my family at all. It's just, it was how it was. But couldn't have been healthy, and now I just feel like the deepest cleanse in my lungs ever took place, and it feels so new and fresh, and I can't even describe how good it feels. It feels like I needed this, and it feels like it did so much work. So I'm so happy about that and was so surprised about that. I noticed too, my sense of smell on the cleanse has been like higher than my whole life, even more intense than when I was pregnant. And also my digestion is the next big thing. My digestion has been absolutely unbelievable on this cleanse. One of my friends said to me, "Oh, Jill, have fun scrubbing your toilets on this cleanse," which is kind of gross, right? But I was like, what is he talking about? Because every bowel movement I've had has been absolutely perfect. There's been no diarrhea or anything, which I think some people expect when they're doing a mono fruit cleanse with all the fruit. But my bowels have been better than ever. And it's been almost like how people say it should be with an animal when they eat and they have a bowel movement shortly after. It's been like that every time I eat, and it's been so clear. And my digestion just feels so happy and good. I sleep so well rested. When I'd wake up in the mornings, I feel so good on the cleanse, like next level. So that really kept me going. Whenever I thought like, oh, maybe I should stop, I think, well, you know what? I feel so good. I need to just enjoy this cleanse rather than fantasize about the food and fantasize about it being done. Just focus on the good things that are going on with the cleanse and how amazing I truly feel. So again, it's definitely been the deepest cleanse I've ever done. And I said I've done a juice cleanse before for 37 days. I'm not knocking juicing. I love it too. But this cleanse just felt even deeper. But I do have to say, out of all the cleanses I've done, the juice cleansing and watermelon cleansing, I did feel more spiritually connected and a bit more of a clearer mind and a bit more like spiritual. I like doing these cleanses because you just feel so connected and spiritual. It's hard to explain unless you've actually experienced them. But I didn't feel that as much on this cleanse. Maybe earlier on I did, the first few days. That being said, I still have had a super clear mind, and I have had a desire to meditate more on this cleanse, and the meditating has been a lot easier to get into and felt a lot deeper. So in that regard, it's been great. My energy has been super high, other than yesterday. Yesterday was the first day where I just felt like I'd be more productive and more happy if I went back to food, and I just felt like it's time to quit. But otherwise, overall, as long as I was eating enough, I did feel super energized and great. I do want to say a cleanse like this is obviously temporary. It's not something you're going to do for the rest of your life, nor do I think it's something you should do long term. Temporary mono cleanse is so great for your digestion, great for your body, great to reset your gut microbiome. But in general, when you eat, your body thrives and your gut microbiome thrives on a diet of variety of plant-based foods. The gut really thrives on a variety of different plant-based foods and fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. Okay, so I do want to talk a little bit more about the cravings because they have been such an intense part of this cleanse. So I do want to say they can mean many things. In a lot of cases, I did hear from a lot of my friends, and I know this as well. They were saying it could be parasites, which a lot of people have parasites, they don't even realize. I know it's gross, but I'm going to do a parasite cleansing video, and I do have a video on natural foods to kill parasites, but many of us have them, we don't even realize, so it could be that. And it could also just be your body is wanting other things, or it's just doing a deep detox. And I do feel, like I said, this was the deepest detox I've ever done in my life on this cleanse. And I did feel like when I broke this cleanse, I did feel like I knew that this was just a deep cleanse taking place. And I kept going, I would get through it and be fine. But like I said, I had a lot I wanted to accomplish, and I just felt like time to quit. But I just want to make a point to say, I don't feel like anything bad was happening to me, or like I had to quit in that regard. I do feel like it was a deep detox. I could feel it in my body, but it was still time to quit. And the only other thing I wanted to bring up, which was a negative on this cleanse, was my skin broke out a little bit on my chest, which it doesn't usually do. It used to do that before I became raw vegan. So I don't know if that was detox or maybe just an imbalance at this point, I don't know, but that happened as well. I do want to talk to you guys too about what exactly I broke this cleanse with. So I will put a picture on the screen right now. Check it out, this beautiful meal, this raw salad with a raw almond hummus. It was absolutely delicious, but I bring this up also because this is not perfect. This is not the ideal thing, even though sometimes I know better. I don't always do better. I'm not on here to claim I'm perfect. I'm here to share all my experiences. This was what I really wanted, but this is not the ideal thing to have to end a 28-day mono cleanse when your digestion is so clear, clean, and not used to something heavy like that. So in my opinion, it's ideal to maybe work into other fruits, work into heavier fruits, and then maybe have some green juices, and then work your way into salads, and then work your way lastly into fats. So I just went right for it off the start, and I had some of because the almond hummus is fats in there. There was whole avocado in there too, or half an avocado. So this is not ideal. So I'm just letting you guys know, I still felt fine. It came out of me, it came through me today. If you're curious, my digestion still works it out fine, not as quick as the grapes at all, and it was heavy for something to have right away. but it was delicious and it was a bit of a mistake, but it was so good. So definitely if you're doing a cleanse, do your research and see what works best for you for breaking the cleanse, because you do have to be careful, not as careful on a mono fruit cleanse because I was still eating food the whole cleanse. It wasn't like I was juicing or just drinking water, but you have to be very careful, especially if you do a long-term like juice cleanse or water fast or something, with how you break your fast. So just be extra careful, because people have actually died breaking their fasts incorrectly, breaking fasts where it's water fast or perhaps a juice fast as well. So definitely do your research and be careful. That's why I wanted to bring that up. Now I want to give you guys tips to fight off cravings, because essentially I didn't quit this cleanse over cravings. I just was at a point where I felt like I couldn't get full no matter how many grapes I ate, and I was ready to move on. But I was able to fight off a lot of cravings on this cleanse. Like I said, they were really intense. I was looking on Uber Eats, just thinking, what am I doing with my life? I may as well go back to the other side. Even though I know better now that I'm back to food. When I ate the salad, the cravings went away right away. I just needed more nutritious variety of raw living fruits and vegetables. That's what I was ready to go back to. So I do want to give you guys tips to fight off these cravings. So my number one tip is to keep busy. I noticed that I got the worst cravings when I was maybe just sitting around at home, not doing much, and it was easy to feel bored. That's when you might emotionally crave foods as well, or that's when you might have emotionally run away to foods, and it's easy to just sit and your mind wander off, and it could be easy to fall off the cleanse and give in to cravings. So get busy. My biggest tip is to focus on your passions. Like for me, my greatest passion is working on this channel, and if I would feel like bored like that and start fantasizing about food, I would just go back to working on my channel. And if I would be in a bad mood and I would start working on my channel, it would put me in alignment with myself, feeling good, and then I would not even be thinking about the cravings anymore. So that's my biggest tip. I think that's a huge thing. I think that's also why so many people might overeat or indulge in things like alcohol and drugs, because they're not focused on their purpose and their passion. So forcing yourself to do that just totally changes your vibe and changes your life. So I can't recommend that enough. My next tip is to get outside on the cleanse. If you're just inside too much, it can really mess with you. So whether you're on a cleanse or not on a cleanse, it's great to get outside, because emotion follows motion. I love this line, and it's so true. Once you get moving, you really feel better. So even taking a walk, just getting into nature, going to the lake, going wherever you can to connect with nature, makes you forget about the cravings and just really puts things into perspective. Also for me, people ask me, do I work out on a cleanse? And I don't work out on a cleanse. I didn't work out on this cleanse. And that actually reminds me too, before I forget, I wanted to talk about the weight loss very quickly, because I forgot to talk about that earlier, but I don't do this cleanse for weight loss. But my weight went from 128 in the beginning to now it's 125 actually. It had gone down to 121, I think, and then it went back up a bit. And I think even when she does these cleanses in this book, with the individuals who had cancer, I think they went until they stopped losing weight and started gaining weight again, from what I remember. And that's what started happening with me. So anyway, sorry for getting off track right there. I just wanted to include it because I know a lot of people do ask about the weight on this cleanse or on any cleanse. So I'm just including it for the people who ask. Okay, back to the cravings, back to fighting off the cravings. My next tip is to get around people you love. People are important too. Everything is not just food and the cravings we're dealing with. Being around people can feed you so much too, and feed your soul. So definitely surround yourself with people you love, and make sure even on a cleanse that you're still being connected to people and getting around people. And don't forget, on a cleanse, if you're doing it right, you still have so much energy to go and do that. It's such a myth that maybe people have to sit around in bed the whole time. That's not the case. If you're doing it right on a mono cleanse like this and eating enough, you're absolutely thriving in your day-to-day life. Most days getting done more than you usually get done, more productive and more creative as well. Okay, this one's kind of connected to the last one, but my next point is to fight off the cravings. Talk to friends, a support system, or even a coach if you have to. I'm so lucky. I have so many great supportive friends in my life, and I had a few friends reach out to me and say, I'm so supportive of you doing this grape cleanse. I think it's amazing. I think you're amazing, and feel free to reach out to me anytime if you want help staying on track. So I think we all need friends like that who support us and love what we choose to do for ourselves and support us to that level. I had one friend say, call me at 3 o'clock in the morning if you have to. So definitely get around those kinds of people. If you don't have them in your life, then hire a coach. They can help you stay on track and help you so much. And if you have no one, feel free to follow me on Instagram, DM me, and I am happy to help you stay on track as well and talk to you as well. My next tip for fighting off the cravings is do not sit and scroll and look at foods. I did this a couple times on Uber Eats or on Instagram, and you can just get into this whole other world and really start to talk yourself into like just going back to that. So stick to your goal and Just try avoid that at all costs. Take it from me, it doesn't lead to anything. It's not good. And if you feel the need to have to look at food and fantasize about food, then look at good, healthy food. My next tip to fight off the cravings is to remember your goal and why you're doing this. Have a goal or a few reasons or vision as to why you are doing the cleanse. For me, on the grape cleanse, I've always wanted to try a grape cleanse like this, a long-term one. I've never done one. I wanted to see what type of healing it would do and really give it a chance. And I just, like I said, I always look forward to the mental clarity and all the amazing benefits that go along with it. So that was sort of where my vision was there and what my goals were with that. And yeah, so basically write a vision, have a goal, whatever, it helps keep you on track. My next point to fight off the cravings is to definitely make sure you're eating enough and eat more if you have to. Many times when we start to get cravings on a cleanse, it's because we actually just need to eat more. And many times if you eat more, like I would just eat more grapes until I felt like I was satisfied, it would stop the cravings and you would feel full. So in most cases, that's what happens. Just make sure you're eating enough, especially on any cleanse, any juice cleanse, watermelon cleanse, grape cleanse, any type of cleanse you do. It's really important, in my opinion, to feast. Make sure you're having enough. Don't deprive yourself. And that's when you absolutely thrive on it. My next tip and my final tip for how to fight off cravings, because like I said, I do have a lot of experience with this and I'm pretty good at these cleanses. So my next tip is to realize that when you're having the cravings, just realize that this cleanse is temporary. So I'll really drill it through your head and realize that all the amazing foods you want to eat are not going anywhere. They're going to be there right after the cleanse. It's temporary, and usually if you stick through the cravings and get through them, you will be doing some deep detox work and be feeling better than ever, and it's totally worth it. So that's it for today's video. I do hope you guys enjoyed it, and definitely give this video a big thumbs up if you did. If you have any comments or questions, definitely write them down below. I would be happy to answer them for you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.